exquisite cooking, and harmonizing yoga. Join us as we take the next 30 days to discover a whole new way of living. Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to focus on non-intimidating yoga postures. I feel like there's a lot of people that are apprehensive about getting into yoga practice because they feel like they have to be super fit and super healthy before they can begin their yoga practice. This really isn't the case. If anything, yoga is a practice for everybody. So this is something that you can do at home. You don't have to worry about being in front of a big group, and you can get your foundation of your yoga practice, which will later carry you into the more advanced practices. So to start out, we're going to introduce you to just some simple balancing as well as alignment postures, and then move into some things that are a little bit more intense but can be modified so that you feel comfortable within the poses. The first is just a gentle standing posture, which enriches the whole body with energy. To do this, we have the feet separated about hips distance, or if you like, you can widen it out so that you have a bigger base. We're going to start with the gentle arm movement. So the arms are going to keep straight, and we're just going to sweep the arms out to the side, then up overhead, reach to the sky, then exhale, release the arms down. So we're integrating movement with breath, which is a quite common dimension of the yoga practice. So inhale, reach the arms out to the side, up overhead, reach high, press the palms together, exhale, release the arms down. As you go through this movement, visualize that circle that you're tracing in the air. This big circle. This is going to teach you about spatial awareness, consciousness of the environment that surrounds you. It's also going to help improve the power of your minds. One of the brilliant dimensions of the mind is the ability to visualize things that aren't actually within physical space. So here I am drawing a line in the air. My eyes are closed, so I'm not able to actually see this circle, but I can create this image in my mind's eye. This is really interesting and fascinating aspect of the mind that many people really go without utilizing. But when you begin to use this within your life, you can find a whole new realm of creativity. So we can use this within our yoga practice, this whole visualization within space without actually using the eyes. Now, in addition to this arm movement, we're going to introduce a leg movement. I'll give you two options, and you can choose one depending on what you feel is best for your body. Now as I lift the hands up towards the sky, I'm also going to raise the heels off the ground. Then I'm going to lower the arms and the heels towards the earth at the same time. When we go through this movement, synchronize the lifting of the arms with the lifting of the heels, so that both lift and lower at the same speed. Now occasionally you might find it difficult, you might lose your balance and concentration. That's perfectly fine. But your challenge is to try to move the hands and the heels down and up at the same pace. Second variation, if you're somebody that wants to move into something a little bit more difficult, we're going to lift the arms up, but then as the arms drop, we're going to bend through the knees, coming into a squat. Now we can come into a shallow squat, so just a little bit with the knees bent. And again, we're going to try to move at the same speed, so straightening the knees and lifting the arms at the same speed, bending the knees and lowering the arms at the same speed. And with time, you can advance the depth of the bend. So you can begin to go lower and lower and lower until eventually you come all the way down with the hips towards the earth. So just choose one of those. A third variation, if you want to make it even more difficult, You're going to raise up onto your toes as you come up, and then keep onto your toes as you lower down. So this is the hardest variation. So it includes all three together. So raising up, heels off the ground, heels remain up, bend through the knees, lower down, raise up, heels still off the ground, reach up, and then lower the heels and the arms at the same pace. So that's one simple practice that you can do. Now this next one is going to help us get into the warrior poses, the wide-legged poses, a lot of the standing variations. And that's just a standing lunge. The easiest way to get used to this is to combine a forward bend and then transition into the lunge. To do this, we're just going to let the arms hang into the weight of gravity. Then lean forward and go as far forward as you can until the posture just feels uncomfortable. If it does feel uncomfortable, then come up a little bit and relax. Then we're going to bend the knees until our hands can come onto the ground just outside the feet. Now we're going to step the right foot back. Now if you have a lot of difficulty here, you can just step the right foot back a little bit and then drop the knee to the ground. This is almost like a runner stance, so a sprinter just getting ready to get off the line. If you find that, okay, I can do a little bit more, then you're going to go further back and then release the knee to the ground. If you feel, okay, I can do that, I can go even further, then step back until the knee is directly, that front leg knee is just above the ankle, and then keep that back leg straight. So all we're going to do is step forward and back. So step back and then forward, then raise up, then go the opposite side. So lean forward, again less intense, knee to the ground, just a little bit back, more intense, step back far, drop the knee to the ground, and then the most advanced is to keep the knee off the ground. Step forward, raise up. Now the last variation, so we had three different options. The last one is going to be to step the leg back, keeping that back leg straight, and then raise the arms up, well, the upper body up. And then, if you feel comfortable with that, lift the arms, find your balance, hold for a moment, and then release. Hands to the ground first, step the leg forward, raise up. Now the opposite side. Forward, foot steps back, raise up, hold, release, step forward, raise up. So there you go, a good transition to get you ready for more advanced postures like the warrior postures or the revolved side angle pose. So many variations that we have. Now another one that I see a lot of people needing is working on their balance on a single leg. So here's another demonstration of a practice that you're going to do to get yourself ready for more intense practices, balancing postures, but in a very safe way. All we're going to do is have both feet on the ground. Then slowly, we're going to start with the right leg. Begin to lift the heel off the earth first. Find your balance in the left leg. Then once the heel is all the way off, you can come onto the very tips of your toes. Once you feel that you still have balance there, you can begin to lift the foot off the ground. If you feel like you're still well balanced, raise the knee as high as you can upwards. Then you can begin to reinforce with the hands by bringing the hands to the shin and pull the knee in close towards the body. But all the while you want to focus on keeping that grounded leg straight. Then release at the same speed and the exact opposite direction. So toes touch the ground first, then roll the heel onto the earth. If you're wobbling as you come out, reach out. This will displace and expand your center of gravity, which will make it a lot easier to balance. So again, lift the heel off the ground first, roll into the toe, and then slowly begin to lift the knee up towards the sky. Once you're there and you feel stabilized without wobbling, then you can grasp the hands to the shins and then draw the knee in towards the body. And then slowly release. So you're going to continue in that manner, alternating right and left as you develop your sense of balance and stability. Next place that people have a lot of difficulties with in their body control and body strength is in the spinal column. So here is a simple practice to give you more spinal control. So imagine that from the pelvis down, there's no room for movement. So the only place we have movement is through the upper body, starting from the base of the lumbar, which is right here at the bottom of your back, all the way up to the crown of the head. And what we're going to do is we're going to move through the spine, starting from the head. So chin to chest drops first, then begin to lower the shoulders, let the shoulders drop, and then arch through the lower back. Now if you're less flexible in the spine, this might mean that you might just come to here. That's okay. With time, we'll move more and more deeply into the spinal bend. But what you don't want to do is allow the hips to fall forward, because we're not really working fully with the spine then, we're working more with the hips and the legs. So head to chin to chest, and begin to lower through the upper spine, and then through the lower spine, suck your belly button in towards the spinal column. Then come out opposite way, lower spine, upper spine, then head. And we're going to go back in the same manner with the same focus. Start with the head, then drop the shoulders back, and only go as far back as you can without stress. So for some of us that might just mean dropping the head back a little bit. If you want to find how to do a back bend without really compromising the neck, then you're going to keep the head lifted. So as you arch through the lower back, you're going to move your chin in towards your chest. That will allow for a lower back bend without dropping your head back, which some people feel really uncomfortable with. And it will also throw off your balance if you don't have good balance yet. So first option, drop the head back, then the upper spine, then the lower spine. Second option, start from the lower spine, and as the lower spine goes back, then you're just going to move the chin in towards the chest and hold it there. So we have two directions: the forward bend, chin to chest, drop the shoulders, and drop through the lower spine. And then we have the back bend, which we can start from the head back, or we can start from the lower back and keep the head lifted. So there you have it, a very gentle, non-aggressive, and approachable yoga practice that'll get you started on your path towards a more advanced yoga asana practice, so yoga postures. Thank you very much again for watching, and namaste.